Hey, Beaver Stars, it's Miss Sinclair, your school counselor. So today I'm recording our SEL time, our social emotional learning time, because we learned last week that having 100 kids on a Google Meet was a little bit much to handle and be able to focus and concentrate. So we're going to try this new way of me recording for you. All right, guys. So just like as if you were meeting with me, I'll kind of be talking to you, presenting my screen. So let's start with a morning kind of meet up question. Hopefully you'll see my screen there. And so the question of the day is, if you could have one of these superpowers, which would it be? So be thinking, would you want A, supersonic hearing, B, laser vision, like lasers shooting out of your eyes, C, super strength, or D, a heightened sense of smell? If you're working on Google Meet with your teacher, you can add it in the chat box. Supersonic hearing, laser vision, super strength, or a heightened sense of smell. I think if I had to choose one, it would probably be super strength. It would be awesome to carry things and never get tired. All right, well, what do all those have in common? You're probably asking, hearing, vision, feeling, touch, smell. I could have put on there supersonic taste. All right, you're right. They all have to do with the five senses. So today we're going to be talking about using our five senses in something called mindfulness. So you guys remember last year we would do Mindful Mondays. Well, what is mindfulness? Mindfulness means paying full attention to something. Okay? Full attention, stopping for a moment, being still, and focusing all your attention in on one activity that you're doing. Maybe it's deep breathing, maybe it's imagining a peaceful place, maybe it's coloring, but you're not multitasking or doing a million other things. So let's talk about what it is and isn't. Well, mindfulness is slowing down to really notice what you're doing. Maybe it's that you're tensing and relaxing your muscles and you're really just focusing on how that feels. Maybe it's deep breathing and you're really focused on inhaling and exhaling. It's the opposite of rushing or multitasking. So you're not doing 3 or 4 different things at one time. You're just slowing down and focusing on that one thing. It's taking your time, not being in a rush to get on to the next thing, just taking your time, thinking about what you're doing. And practicing mindfulness can actually shape and form your brain differently than other people who don't practice mindfulness. And it forms your brain in a way that helps reduce stress, anxiety, worry, sadness, and depression. So practicing mindfulness makes us mentally and emotionally healthy and well. So, what kinds of things fill up our minds and lives? I want you to take a second to think about what kinds of things fill up our minds and lives. These could be good things or bad things. Okay, so take a second. If you're on a Google Meet with your teacher, you can fill some things in the chat box. Well, what kinds of things just fill up our minds and take up space up here? Okay, probably like things going on with your friends. Maybe that Minecraft or Roblox or Fortnite game you're playing. Maybe you're thinking about it or spending time playing it. Maybe that book you're reading. Maybe family things going on. Maybe you're worried about somebody in your home or your pet. Maybe it's that you have something exciting going on and you're taking a lot of time thinking about that. There's a lot of things coming at us all the time. So y'all, I made a little GIF to show you. Oh yeah, Miss Sinclair making GIFs. So here's my GIF of all the things that can come at us, and I probably could have added 100 more things. But here's my Bitmoji, and you can see she's like, it's too much. schoolwork, and for me, work, and chores and family things, and maybe your hobbies, like what you like to do. Because remember, it could be good things too. Corona worries, maybe those sports and hobbies that you do, like soccer practice, piano, karate, swim team. There's a lot of things coming at us all the time. So how does it feel when all of these things are coming at you? And I hate to tell you, but the older you get, the more things are coming at you, and the more things are going to be filling up your mind and thinking. Because, when you were a little kid, you didn't really have to think about as much. You didn't really have to do so many chores or not too much homework. You really didn't realize if, things were going on in your family. Maybe just watching TV or playing on an iPad's all you did. But now that you're older, there's a lot of things coming at you, a lot of things you're responsible for, a lot of things that you like to do, that you need to do, that you have to do. So, how does it feel when all of those things are kind of coming at you all day long? Well, here's how it makes me feel. Sometimes kind of stressed, overwhelmed, right? Sometimes if it's good things, I just feel excited. Sometimes it makes me kind of cranky and impatient with my family. Sometimes I just cry and I'm just like, oh, it's too much. I just feel sad, like, especially if it's a lot of problems I don't know how to solve. Sometimes just hopeless, like, it's too much. I give up. I quit. I don't want to do any of these things. Just irritable, irritated, and cranky. Usually my family can tell when I'm on overload. So when that happens to us, and sometimes, guys, it happens and we don't even realize it. We don't even realize that we're on overload until we usually, I call it kaboom on people, right? Maybe I yell at someone or I get in a fight with someone in my family. And it's usually because I've been so overloaded with regular life stuff that I'm so cranky and overwhelmed, I just kaboom like a volcano on whoever's near me. So when this happens, or before that happens, before you kaboom, when you got all these things coming at you, mindfulness teaches us to stop. So everybody do that with me. Stop and take a moment. Take a moment to be mindful and just stop for just a second. It's like hitting the reset button on your computer. It's like powering your phone down at the end of the night or your iPad down. Even our devices run out of batteries. Even our devices need to be plugged in and not played with, and so they can just charge up. Well, we're even more important than devices, right? Even we get low on battery and we just need to stop and recharge where we don't have all these things coming at us. So let me tell you some ways that you can stop, okay? So the first one I'm going to give you today 4 ways, okay, to practice mindfulness. And I want you to be thinking of which one of these is one that you could really see using, okay? So the first one is finger claps, okay? Finger claps. And that might sound kind of funny, like, what is a finger clap? But I'm going to scoot back. You're going to stand up. I want everybody to stand up with me. Yes, stand up even though you're at home. Get off your bed. Everybody stand up because we're going to do some practicing, okay? All right, stand up. So the first one, your finger claps. You're going to stand with your arms wide apart, okay? And you're going to bring them together like you're going to clap, which is kind of a funny way to clap, right? But instead of clapping, you're just going to touch your fingers. Just your fingers are going to clap, okay? And you're going to touch each finger for 2 seconds. You can either hold them or you can tap, tap. And then you're going to go to your index fingers, the middle fingers, the ring fingers, the pinky fingers, and back out, okay? So let's do this 2 more times. Ready? thumbs, index, middle, ring, pinkies. And while you do this, you can do some deep breathing. Remember, I told you that we're going to be using our 5 senses. So as you do this, be thinking about, how do my fingertips feel? How does it feel to breathe in and just get a breath? You can even close your eyes to just focus in on that feeling. All right, great job on the finger claps. Okay, the next one we're going to do is called face washing, okay? And so I'm going to stop presenting so you can see this one. And hopefully you were able to see me doing the face clapping, finger clapping. All right, face washing is not with soap, okay? Although sometimes it does feel good to just stop and go wash your face because that has a lot of cooling and cleansing effects. But face washing is a way to just do it at your seat. You're going to just rub your palms together. So do that with me for about 30 seconds. You're going to notice, how does it feel? How do my hands feel where they're getting warm? Okay, they feel soft and smooth. How does it feel to have them rubbing? I can feel the sensations of my fingers rubbing together. And then you're going to rub your face gently like you're washing it with your fingers. And while you do it, just take some deep breaths and concentrate. I like to kind of rub. Concentrate on that feeling of your warm hands on your face. All right, great job. All right, let me share my screen again because the next one we're going to talk about is called grounding. We've talked about finger claps, face washing, and now grounding. Now, I don't mean grounding like, yeah, grounded, okay? Grounding is a great way when you're feeling stressed, worried, or anxious, okay, to just sit. I always just kind of sit back in my chair and I just be still as I can. And I focus in on those 5 senses, okay? So the first thing is you're just going to look around and in your mind, list 5 things that you see. I'm just going to look around my room. What 5 things do you see? Okay. I see a fuzzy blue chair. I see my rainbow thing I have hanging from the ceiling. I see my colorful pens on my desk. I see my cold water bottle. And I see my favorite MacBook case sitting on my desk. All right, the next thing is you're going to list 4 things you feel nearby you. So take a minute to feel 4 things nearby you. Okay. I felt my hard desk, my soft computer wrist thingy, my smooth skin, and my hair. Okay. That was 4 things I felt. Now, take a second or 2 to list 3 things you can hear. This one you have to be real super quiet so you can hear. So I heard my son who's with me today chewing popcorn. I hear the air conditioner blowing. And it's raining a little bit, so I hear some raindrops falling on my windows. All right, now list 2 things you can smell. So you want to take a couple of seconds just to take some deep breaths. I smell popcorn, which is making me hungry. And I can smell my lotion that I just used on my hands. Now the last thing is list something that you would like to taste. I bet y'all can think what mine is. Popcorn! Because someone near me is eating it. All right. If you're on a Google Meet with your teacher, take a minute to just write down in the chat box one of these things. Something you saw, one of the things you felt, one of the things you could hear, what you were smelling, and what's something you like to taste. I love the grounding exercise because it's really a good way to get in tune with your 5 senses. All right, you guys. This morning, the 3rd graders were saying they wanted to taste pancakes and bacon. We had breakfast on our minds. All right, guys. So the next one is a new technique that I've learned about called tapping. So you'll notice this little boy, he has 8 tapping points around his body, okay? And I'm going to show you a little video, but I wanted to kind of tell you about it first. So tap these points of your body as I show you. So the 8 different points are on the side of your hand, top of your head, in between your eyebrows, sides of your eyes, under your eyes, under your nose, your chin, the tops of your shoulder blades, and then under your arms, which is kind of a funny place to tap. Okay, guys. So when we're doing the tapping method, we're going to start with knowing those points. We always start with some deep breaths, and then you're going to rate how you feel. Okay, so if you're feeling particularly overloaded, stressed out, overwhelmed, maybe really sad, you could give it a scale like this. Like, I feel like my problems are this big. Okay. If you feel kind of like medium, I can still get through my day and I can still do learning, but, I'm feeling kind of right here, a little upset, a little stressed. And then if your hands are together, that means feeling good. Definitely a green zone, no problems here. Okay. Once you do that, then we'll go through a series of tapping. Now remember, it's not rubbing, but it's tapping. Okay. And then this guy that you'll see on the video, he uses positive words to talk to himself. Things like, I can learn this. I'm a really nice person. I know I can figure this out. This is new, but I can still learn it. I know I can have a good day. Okay. Things like that are going to be good words that make you feel better. All right. Let me play this video for you and you'll learn more about tapping.
Hello everyone, I'm Joe Pantaleo, founder of Tapping for Freedom. Now in this video, we're going to introduce tapping for kids. Before we get started, if you're under the age of 12, please make sure your parent or guardian gives you permission to watch tapping. Now tapping is a really easy and fun tool to use to make you feel better. Now, have you ever felt scared, sad, worried, mad, nervous? Your stomach hurts really easily. Of course you have, right? We all have felt these feelings before. And when we feel this way, it's our body responding to stress or problems. Now, tapping can help get rid of these feelings, sending a signal to the brain, telling it that everything is okay. Now, let's get started. Stop for a minute and think about how you're feeling right now. Now, we're going to use the 0 to 10 scale to give it a number. can also use your hands as a scale. Far apart, you be upset. A little closer together, you're a little upset, but it doesn't really bother you. Now, close together like this, and everything is. Read and tap along with me. Now, here are the tapping points you're going to tap. First one is karate chop point, right here on the side of the head. Next point is the top of the head. Next point is right the outer point, right where it meets your nose. The next point is the side of the eye. Next point is just under the eye. Next point is under the nose. Next one is under the mouth, above the chin. Next point is the collarbone here. Just see those two bones right there, just below. And the last point is under the arm. Now we're going to take a deep breath. Sometimes trying something new can be a little scary, so just copy the moves that I do and repeat after.
Okay, before we move on, I want you to do this with him while he's doing it, and you can even repeat what he's saying.
Karate chop point. Even though I'm learning something new, I'm a great kid. Top of the head. This feels a little funny. But I know it can help. Any feelings I have. I enjoy learning new things. That will help me feel better. I know tapping will help me. I'm a great kid. And I really are. I'm an amazing kid. Now let's take a deep breath and let it out. And this was only one round of tapping. You do a few more until you feel better. Now after each round, you want to check and use 0 to 10 scale to see how you're feeling, see how you have improved. Now tapping is great to use for any feelings or problems you have. Check out my other videos and pick the ones that work for you. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next week.
Awesome. So y'all, this is something I just started doing. And when I start to feel like I'm getting really overwhelmed or I'm getting frustrated, I'll just do my tapping. And it really has helped to just help me calm down, help me to start to relax, and to feel more positive moving forward. All right, guys. So go ahead. If you're meeting on a Google Meet, which technique do you think you will try out? Okay, will it be, I'm going to stop presenting real quick. Will it be those finger claps where you're touching the tips of your fingers? Will it be the face washing? Will it be the grounding where you use your 5 senses to look around your rooms and look and hear and smell and taste? Or will it be the tapping technique? You can go ahead and write that in the chat. I'm interested to hear which ones you think will work for you. All right. 4th grade teachers, be sure to let me know which technique was one of the ones that people said. All right, guys, well, I want you to finish this sentence. It's important to practice mindfulness because, and then you can answer that on my Padlet. Okay, so let me go and share that with you. It's important to practice mindfulness because, and then I'll give your teachers the Padlet link, and you'll see here that 3rd grade is answered, but I bet I can get even better answers from 4th and 5th grade. It's important to practice mindfulness because, just go ahead and click on that little plus and it'll let you add a sticky note. I can't wait to check that out tomorrow to see why you guys think it's important to practice mindfulness. All right, my friends, thank you so much for your time listening. You know, if you like one of these techniques, start using it. Even if you don't feel super stressed or overwhelmed, it's always good to just take 1 or 2 minutes a day, just 1 or 2 minutes. We get so many minutes in a day. And to practice it, and you can even help teach your brothers and sisters or moms and dads, because we all get overwhelmed by the things that are in life, especially with virtual learning and Corona. There's a lot of stuff coming at us right now, a lot of things stressing people out. So teach these things to your families too. The finger claps, face wash, the grounding technique, and the tapping, all right? All right, guys. Thank you so much for listening. I'll see you next time.